Arana.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Live!
They want it. They want it.
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Go get it.
That's a different cheer right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play.
Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League! Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce! Do it live!
Let's go!
Sorry. You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you would, real quick, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe tell some friends, tell some family members, tell some Chiefs fans. Help spread the word. We'd sure appreciate that. Got an awesome show in store for everybody tonight. NFL free agency is off and running, wild as always in the first few days here. Lots of Chiefs players coming and going and people coming back and trades falling through and drama and obscene amounts of money being handed out and trading hands. So we're going to break it all down. Hopefully Bo should be back next week. He's been, what do you call that, Nick? In transit?
Gallivanting?
Gallivanting? Maybe. I don't know what the word to use is, but he's on his way to his next spot to get set up, but I think he should be here next week. He might pop in the chat. You never know with Bo. Plenty of good stuff to talk about tonight. Before we get into it, Nick, how have you been, man?
I mean, the Chiefs signed a running back, and he's also was the Super Bowl MVP last year. So I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Dodging the storms here. Crazy weather here in Kansas City, but doing good, man. Doing good. You kind of got the lead there. Big news. Chiefs sign free agent running back Kenneth Walker III from the Seattle Seahawks, the reigning Super Bowl MVP. Someone put a post out on X the other day. It said the Chiefs have 33.3% of the last five, whatever it was, or last six or something Super Bowl MVPs on their roster now. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes with three there. Kenneth Walker comes to the Chiefs. Nick, you I know you're really happy about this move, right?
Yeah, look, I know that running back wise, it's a lot of money. But NFL player wise, it's really not a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about $15 million a year.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to, what was it, Brandon Cook or somebody got like a pretty similar contract for a guy that like has explosive playmaking ability. I see what Big Doug said that, a good number of people saying he's on the back end of his prime. I mean, the dude's only 25 years old, right? So, and he had some split carries in the past. So that means that, it wasn't maybe as many miles on him either in those years that he played. So I'm really excited, man. The Chiefs just needed somebody that had that proven big play ability at the running back position, somebody that can break tackles and run against a stacked box and have success. So I'm really excited, man.
Yeah, a running back that can run for more than 10 yards at a time. Yeah, you and I kind of talked about this when the news came through. If you've watched this show in the past, I'm a little bit lower on the running back position than maybe most other people, definitely some others. To me, it's two things. It's like the Chiefs basically, I don't want to say ignoring the position for the last several years because they've drafted, Pacheco and Brashard Smith, but you're talking about like 7th round draft picks. I feel like they've gone from like severely neglecting to overreacting and overcorrecting and now overpaying at the position. Also kind of feels like I'm not a Wall Street expert day trader or anything like that, but one thing I do know is you never want to buy a stock at its like absolute highest price, and it feels kind of like that's what Kenneth Walker is right now, man. Guy that definitely has some explosiveness, definitely has some ability, had a insane playoff run after Zach Charbonnet, his partner there, or what do you want to call him there in the backfield at Seattle, got hurt going into the playoffs, and then obviously became Super Bowl MVP. It was like one of the most mid Super Bowls of all time. So, but he still got the award, and Seattle definitely won the game because of him, right? So, do I think Kenneth Walker is a good player? Yes. Do I think he will help the Chiefs? Yes. Do I think he will help the offense in particular? Yes. But do I think the Chiefs overpaid? I do. I think they overpaid at the position. Looks like our friend Mile High in the house. Someone hijack Mile High's
yeah, hey.
account there.
I hope you make the Super Bowl too, buddy.
Right.
Look, you're the first person I thought of when I saw that we signed him because I knew you were like going to be just pissed that
I don't know if pissed is the right term to use, but
$15 million a year for like a premier NFL player isn't that much money, dude. Like I just I know that you could get more value at this position. The Chiefs haven't, and they haven't for a few years now, right? And so if it looks like Love, maybe they were worried he wasn't going to come to them at 9 in the draft, or maybe they didn't want to use the 9th pick on a running back. I just don't think for the kind of productivity that we probably will get out of him that, $15 million. We talked about this, Travis Kelce being signed for basically the same money. You'd be happy with how many yards and how many touchdowns for Travis Kelce this year at that number.
Probably if you could get what you got out of him last year, almost 900 and 6 touchdowns.
Okay,
around
so
there somewhere.
But if Walker got 900 yards and 6 touchdowns, you'd probably be upset, right?
Yeah, I think you expect to get more out of the running back position
for the same money. You know what I mean? Like you get what you get. Do you get my point? Like I know that it's you can't look at it always that way, but
when you look at a receiver or a tight end, you're talking about maybe getting 100 targets on the year. You're talking running backs get double the touches a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, to me, that's just and he's going to touch the ball twice as many times. I think it's a good investment. I think it's somebody that's a proven commodity. They can check that box, and now they can go into the draft and and have their sights on the other positions that they need to fill. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's a good signing. In a free agency, you're going to overpay, but if you're going to overpay for the guy that is $15 million instead of the guy that's $40 million, like we're seeing with some of these defensive players that are getting signed for $30-40 million. So.
Yeah. And it lessens the blow that the Chiefs weren't in position to go out and be able to pay somebody $30 million. Now, some people would argue, well, yeah, when you're paying a running back $15 million, there's been some contracts given out on the offensive line and some other places that kind of preclude the Chiefs from being in a position to go out and sign one of these $30 million a year defensive linemen, edge players, whatever you want to call them, maybe even wide receivers. You say for a premier NFL player, is Kenneth Walker a premier running back in the NFL? Is he top 5, do you think? I could think off the top of my head, probably Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, James Cook on the Bills. Who am I missing that I would put ahead of Kenneth Walker? Is he a good player? Again, yes, he's a good player, but is he a top 5, a top 3 player at the position? Definitely not, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, so he has that capability, I think. Like you've seen the plays that he was rattling off in the postseason. You know, he faced like he had one of the highest rates against the stack box, right? And he also like had like was top 5, I think, in broken tackles. And so like I just think that's exactly what the Chiefs need, man. And when I say premier, yeah, I think he's top 10. Would you say he's top 10 at his position?
Yeah, probably.
So you got him locked up, man. Like the Chiefs got him locked up. I get what you're saying, but if they overpaid, would they overpay by like $2 or $3 million a year?
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't think
not if you draft. Not if you go and you find a guy in the 3rd round of the draft.
It's not like where it's not like signing Jawan Taylor
for.
It's not like signing Jawan Taylor for like $20 million a year, and then the guy gets 40 penalties.
Yeah,
or 50 penalties for us, right?
Yeah, I mean that was a bad contract, I think, in the end because of the penalties.
Right.
Good player, good blocker. Yeah. Again, I don't want to just sit here and completely like dump on the signing, but to me, again, like I said, man,
it's okay.
No, it's just like they overpaid. That's all at that position. I feel like that's production you can get from somebody at a cheaper price. I will say, if it precludes them from drafting a running back in the 1st round, then yeah, that definitely makes the signing more valuable, because I feel like the Chiefs, with this opportunity at drafting 9 and also at 29 in the 1st round, having 2 picks, it gets them in a position where they don't really like feel the need or aren't tempted to take a running back, and can get a more harder to fill spot. I mean, maybe like we were talking about edge, defensive tackle, wide receiver, maybe even cornerback. So yeah, I think it's a good addition. I think he's going to help the offense. He's going to take some like wear and tear off of Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't think you need Patrick out there running, scrambling around like crazy like he kind of has here the last couple of years, being like the running game. So yeah, there's definitely some benefits and definitely some pros to the signing. Where do you think he comes in at? I mean, you think yard-wise, touchdown-wise? I mean, you think he can be a guy that gets you 1,200, 1,300 yards as opposed to maybe like a 900 or 1,000-yard guy? Because, I mean, to pay $15 million, man, like –
I don't think the Chiefs are going to be in the 2,000-yard running back, like, type of offense, right? So
that only happens every 10 years or 20 years.
Though. They're not going to be they're not going to be running him that enough to where he's going to be getting a crazy amount of yards. I would be happy if you got 1,200 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns. I mean, that would be huge compared to like what we got out of that position last year. I'm also excited to see what he can do on short yardage, right? That ability to break tackles. I know that we had Kareem Hunt in that position last year, but it's great to have other options and maybe being able to run at the goal line. If we like, how many times did that like kill us because we couldn't run at the goal line, and so we have to pass, and so then like we stalled. I just think that this is going to be a huge up for our team, man.
Definitely improvement at the position, no doubt about that. What do you think this means for the Chiefs at running back? I mean, they got Brashard Smith on the team still. I think if you want Kareem Hunt back, you could probably get Kareem Hunt back. You think they bring Kareem back? He was that short yardage specialist last year. It was more effective than the tush push on 3rd and 1 or whatever it was, 1 or 2 yards to go at the goal line. You think they still draft another guy to come in and be like a split workload guy with Walker? You've seen him have that role with mentioned him earlier, Zach Charbonnet in Seattle, or do you think Chiefs are kind of like, okay, we're good here?
Yeah, I mean, I I think that the Chiefs like Kareem Hunt, and I think that they would probably bring him back. He filled his role, I think, really nicely last year. They just were asking him to do things that I think he's just like past that point in his career to take that kind of load.
Right.
But yeah, and I think that one of the other things that you didn't mention really with Kareem Hunt that you get is really good pass protection. So
Yeah.
like third down back, like where you're, in a definite passing situation, getting that additional help, I think would be a big up. So I would be happy if they brought him back for one more year. But yeah, I mean, look, if we could get somebody in like the 5th round, and they think that they can do that instead of bringing Kareem Hunt back, I don't think that that's like necessarily a terrible option either, So I think there's a lot of options out there that the Chiefs can do, and they have a lot of capital. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they need. They'll have to bring in another guy. They'll have to have at least 3 running backs on the team. With paying Walker $15 million and the needs, we'll talk about the departures. A lot of players leaving. I think they're going to be needing to pick other positions. So, I mean, if I'm the Chiefs, I would roll with Walker. I'd try to get Hunt back, and then Brashard Smith's going to have to step it up. This will be a prove-it year for him, no doubt about it. But yeah, it's a good addition. Again, I don't want to sound like I think it's going to hurt the team. I just, overreacting and paying the absolute highest price for a guy when he's at his peak is usually not the way you want to be building your roster. But the other big news, 1A was Kenneth Walker, 1B, Travis Kelce is coming back for 14th season.
Yeah.
Overall, I feel Chiefs Kingdom is happy to have Travis Kelce back. We put a post out on X. If you're not following us, it was at Chiefs Kingdom Live on Instagram and X and Facebook. It's a tough day for the people who were rushing to be the first person to declare Travis Kelce's career over. I never really understood, like why do people want to be the first person with bad news? You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand that. We talked about it on the show last year. I thought he had multiple years left in him last year. On his New Heights show today, he said that he basically made the decision to come back this year halfway through last year. He looked like a guy that was planning on coming back as the season went along, and the way he was able to play. Another year, he almost had 900 yards. I think if Patrick Mahomes was healthy, he would have gotten to that 900. I think even probably 1,000 yards, right? The quarterback play there towards the end of the year and no offensive play overall was pitiful. How excited are you to have Travis back on the team, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, Big Yeti coming back. Dude, it's really exciting. I'm excited to go see him play at Arrowhead this year.
Yeah, that Christmas game, I was like, man, is this really the last time? I didn't think it was, but
yeah, new season ticket member, no big deal.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
looking forward to seeing him there this year. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited what he brings to the team from a leadership standpoint as well as productivity. He was awesome last year. I mean, people talked like should he retire? I'm like, I mean, he's like
Still
in the
really
top
good.
for his position still. Like, I mean, I know he's not like playing maybe at his peak Hall of Fame level, but I mean, what are you talking about? Like who on the Chiefs was like popping last year where you're like, oh yeah, Travis Kelce could step aside now. I mean, we needed him and he showed
Absolutely.
up. He's still got the juice, man. So the only thing less surprising to me than him coming back was that he came back for the Chiefs. That like
Right.
where it's like he's looking at other teams is like probably, I don't know, that should be in the running for like the dumbest post of the year. Because
From
like,
an
there's
NFL
no way-
insider, right?
Yeah, there's like literally there's no way that he's coming back and playing for another NFL team, man.
Right. Yeah, we put out also had another post there on social media. It was like, here's how the conversations went between Travis's representatives and other teams. And it was like, the other team, hey, so what's Travis looking for this year to come back? And Travis's representatives were like, yeah, he's looking to come back and play with Patrick Mahomes and play for Andy Reid. Thanks for calling. There was no serious talks between Kelsey and any other team. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. People talking about needing to get the offense back. Like the offense needs to be better. And all these other positions we're losing. And everyone's talking about, man, how are we going to fill this hole and this hole? And, you know, up until the Kenneth Walker signing, it was like, we need running back. We got to completely overhaul the running back room. What's going to happen at wide receiver? What are we going to do here? Patrick, is he going to start the year off on injured reserve? Is he going to be back by week 1? And you think part of like solving that problem and making the offense better is hoping or trying to push out a top 5 tight end in the NFL? That just doesn't make any sense at all. And I get that people say, he can't be the main focus anymore. And as long as he's on the team, he's going to be the primary guy. And he led the team in receiving yards again. Well, I'm sorry. Like, is it his fault that Rashee Rice was suspended and out with injury for over half the year last year? Is it his fault? Well, maybe it kind of is his fault that Xavier Worthy got hurt.
Right. Yeah, he did.
And first play of the game, but I mean, Xavier Worthy, injured or not, he underperformed last year. Noah Gray got an extension the year before. He underperformed. Like, it wasn't necessarily Travis's fault, and I don't think it was by design. But on top of that, was there not plenty of room for more yards for other guys last year, even with Travis producing at the level he was producing at? I mean, this team was scrambling for a wide receiver to come in and be wide receiver 1, right? I mean, they kind of tried to force feed it with Rashee Rice when he came back, and he had the dropsies, again, a bit of that. He had a couple of electric games, but then some teams started putting some man coverage on him, and he struggled there. The season kind of fell apart at the end of the year. Rice sat out, but I mean, there's plenty of room for Travis Kelce to come back this year, have another 800, 900, even 1,000 yards this year, and still have a receiver, still have Rashee Rice, who knows what's going to happen with him now. And the lawsuit with the allegations of the domestic abuse, no criminal charges filed or anything like that. But, I mean, if he's going to miss more time, man, like, there's plenty of yards and opportunity there for more offense on top of what Travis Kelce was giving you. This idea that he was limiting the offense, or that, you know, he led the offense, and so if he comes back, the offense will be the same as last year. There's a lot more room for scoring points and gaining yards on top of what you got out of 87 last year. There was someone put a report out that they said maybe we didn't use Travis enough last year. So I fully expect him to. I mean, don't you to come back in this coming season in shape, ready to go?
Yeah.
Focus like he was last year, right?
Yeah. Look, he obviously has physical ability, but I mean, he's not a Hall of Fame player because, you know, he doesn't work hard. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he's got the work ethic, and he understands what he needs to do. And it seems like last year, coming into the season, he understood even more about what he needed to do to get his body ready. And so, yeah, I think he's going to be there, lock, stock, and ready to go, and ready to have, you know, if this is his last year, ready to have a better season than what they did, you know, what they're able to accomplish last year. So,
Right.
it's crazy to me that any Chiefs fan would be saying that they didn't want Travis Kelce to come back. I mean, I can't really process that, man. Like, the guy's given us so much, and he still obviously has enough in the tank.
Good.
So I just don't, you know, I don't think that he's going to be the main focal point of the offense. I think that, look, I mean, it's going to even get easier, right? Like, now we're going to have a running back that's going to, like, force people to, like, play to the run, you know?
Yeah.
So I expect an even better year out of him this year than last year.
Right. You think 1,000-yard receiving is in play for Travis Kelce this year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs do at the wide receiver position. But look,
Right.
even if they draft somebody at 9 and it's a wide receiver, like, they don't flourish right away in Andy Reid's system. wide receivers typically don't. So like I think that you're going to still see him getting in that 900,000 yard range. I think that's definitely on the table.
Yeah, if the Chiefs draft a wide receiver at number 9 overall, he needs to come in and be an impact player. This first year, this sitting around, I know Xavier Worthy was a first-round pick. He was at the end of the first round. Rashee Rice, rookie year, second-round pick. I get it that Andy Reid has been reluctant to have rookie wide receivers is a big part of the game plan. But if you pick a guy at 9 overall, he better be so damn good that you have to put him on the field, right? You can't keep him on the sidelines.
I'm just saying that you're not going to be getting like a 1,400, 1,500 yard receiver as a rookie.
No.
Right? I mean,
no. But Travis Kelce can have another 800, 900,000 yards like he did last year, and you can also have one of these other wide receivers still get 1,200 or 1,300 yards.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you even have the other guy. If Rice gets to play the whole year and he can be a 1,200, there's no reason Xavier Worthy can't get 1,000 and Travis can't get 800, 900, 1,000, right? Especially if you got somewhat of a threat at running back, the Chiefs have not had. So, yeah, man, count us as excited and happy that Travis Kelce is coming back. No need to speculate on whether or not this will be his last year now or anything like that. But, you know, we talked about this on the show last season, too, when there was a lot of speculation about would this be his last year. I always thought, personally, Tony Gonzalez retired too early. Obviously, that's his choice to make. He knows his body. He knows what he's able to do or not. But he was still damn good in his last year at Atlanta. And so I just, man, like I would hate to have seen a guy quit too early, right? Some people might say it's better to leave too early rather than too late. But, I thought Tony G could still play. At the end of his career, it was always kind of shocked me a little bit that he retired when he did.
Yeah, look, Tony G was something else, man. He played for a long time though, and so I think he was probably listening to some of the just tear on his body, and he's like, "Look, I can still do it, but man, it's, I think there's just like an accumulation." Exactly.
Right.
What's life going to be like after football if I do another couple of years? So,
right. Shout out to Tony G. Congratulations, Travis Kelce, man, coming back year 14. Chiefs signed some other guys, run stuffing, defensive tackle, free agent was with the Patriots. Some people are excited about, think that that's a solid, not like a blockbuster. It's not like a Kenneth Walker signing or Travis Kelce coming back level move. Also signed a safety that was with the Ravens and also with the Chargers. So the Chiefs are a little bit familiar there. But those were obviously like the big moves, Kenneth Walker and Travis Kelce coming back. Unfortunately, the news, we talked about it last week, Trent McDuffie being traded to the Rams, who honored their trade, unlike another NFL team we might talk about here towards the end. But then the Chiefs also lose Jalen Watson to the Rams, ironically, coincidentally. I don't know what the word to use there. The Rams were just like, let's go loot the Chiefs secondary, man. Like,
right.
We're gonna have to go up against the Seahawks and JSN next few years here, so we're gonna go out and raid the cupboard, right, for the Chiefs secondary. Obviously, we talked about the loss of Trent McDuffie, but Jalen Watson, I mean, how disappointed were you to see him go? There was people thinking that maybe the trade with Trent McDuffie was necessary to sign Jalen Watson.
Yeah, I mean, really good story for one, right? Like I'm a sucker for like a good story. That dude was working at Wendy's at one point, I think,
right?
And now he's signing a contract for multi-million dollars with an NFL team. So congratulations. It's great to see hard work pay off for somebody. It seems like a good person. So
not giving up,
right? Yeah, perseverance, right? So and look, he's a good player. I mean, I personally think that contract is probably not something that I would be excited if the Chiefs signed him to. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
Evidently the Rams they got a lot of money to spend evidently. So good for them, good for him. The Chiefs have been like, they've proven that they can identify and develop talent at that position. So I'm not super worried, but yeah, I mean, it did seem like this week, like, it's like the cupboard got totally raided by other teams for a defensive backfield. So it'll be interesting to see what, the plan is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Jalen Watson's a good player. Really helps when you got a guy like Trent McDuffie on the other side and locking down number ones.
He's the one that had that game-winning interception, pick six, right? Against the Chargers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was week 1 at Arrowhead, like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's going to miss him, man. Just to lose your basically 2 top starting cornerbacks in one offseason is tough. I mean, losing McDuffie hurts, no doubt about that. Losing Jalen Watson hurts too, but it definitely hurts a little bit more when you lose McDuffie on top of that. Right. But if there's one thing the Chiefs have shown their ability to do, it's scout and draft and develop cornerbacks and secondary players. So maybe the Chiefs can look at a corner in the first round with these 2 picks. Signing Kenneth Walker, we talked about that at the top of the show. That maybe opens up that possibility there. Maybe they got their eye on a guy they really, really like there, but they've also shown that they can draft corners in the middle rounds too, in later rounds that can play. So, hurts to see Jalen Watson go. Don't think it's like something that they can't overcome.
Right.
Leo Chanel, another guy, fan favorite. Feel like he's another big loss. There was Washington and listen, like, you don't follow other teams the way you follow your own team, but there's fans that are like, and this probably goes back to them signing some other Chiefs guys that they didn't re-sign, but people are like, we overpaid for another Chiefs backup secondary guy. Leo Chanel, man, losing him to me hurts big time.
Yeah.
A physical guy, run stuffing, linebacker, special teams ace. I mean, you go back to the Denver game where he had the game-winning block on the field goal. You go back to the Super Bowl against the 49ers. He had the blocked extra point that kept it a 3-point game. I mean, again, like I said, fan favorite, Leo Chanel. I mean, that one hurts pretty bad, I think. Maybe a lot more than maybe some people realize, or maybe Washington's getting a lot better player than they know of.
Yeah, I think all those things are true. Dude, I was bummed about Leo Chanel moving on. I really hope we were going to keep him.
Right.
They're like those fan favorite guys that aren't household names, and Leo Chanel's definitely one of them. He's just like a freak athletically. Seemed like he was kind of like a Swiss Army knife out there that they could kind of get him to do whatever they needed him to do on the field, and he seemed to be solid. Just, like you said, he seemed to have a little bit of that like clutch gene, right? Like kind of like Dan Sorensen, where it's like just when you needed him at the exact right time, you'd like make the exact right play. And he came through for us a few times. So when you have a guy that can do that and they move on to a different team, it hurts, right? But that's the kind of guy that I think the Chiefs have to be able to let walk, right? With like the contract they're paying Mahomes and stuff, and they got to be able to find who's the next Leo Chanel. It's like he's a good player, and as much as I want him to stay on the Chiefs, he's not playing at a level where he's like irreplaceable. You know what I mean? Like the Chiefs should be able to find like a mid-round replacement for him. And so really, really excited for him to get a contract and to get his payday. He's well deserved, and we're always gonna be have a special spot in our hearts for him. But it's just, that's the business of the NFL, dude. Like unfortunately, we can't sign everybody that we like.
When you have a lot of good players, you just can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
This isn't baseball. Chiefs aren't the Dodgers, where
exactly.
Let's go up there and just hand out massive record contracts to every
The
player
Dodgers
that they like.
signed Leo Chanel to a $500 million contract. Look at that.
Right. Yeah, man, that's a tough loss. And I think a guy like that, you just got to hope you can find somebody. I think they've got Jeffrey Bossa as a guy they drafted a year ago that I think they're hopeful can kind of step in and year two and be productive. And like I feel like a lot of these guys, like, man, it's like you just got to go find a guy that can give you like 80 or 90% of what Leo Chanel was giving you, and then upgrade in some other positions. Upgrade the pass rush, right? Maybe you lose a little bit of his run stuffing, you lose a little bit on special teams, but what you lose there, you can gain him by going out and getting another guy on offense that can maybe help you move the ball and score some more points, or you can sign a guy, get a guy, bring a guy in that can rush the quarterback, right? So it's a lot of loss on defense. How concerned are you about the defense? I mean, we put this on our X account saying, listen, like the offense is going to have to be better next year with a lot of these losses on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Still free agency left. Chiefs have spent quite a bit of money already, but we still have the draft. Still got, I think, 9 picks now in the draft with the compensatory pick that we got from free agent guys leaving. Still plenty of time to fill some of these holes, but how worried are you? You might see a little bit of a regression on the defense, and offense maybe going to have to step their game up and start carrying a little bit more of the load next year, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're aiming for, right? And so, and look, they've obviously were an imbalanced team the last couple of years, so rightfully so. But yeah, I mean, it's concerning because, I mean, we've been in the spot where we don't have, defense, right? And what that does to us in the past, like you look at the, Mahomes' rookie year and everything. Sorry, I got a little goober that's poking around over here, saying hi. So yeah, I mean, I would much rather have us, if we're going to be imbalanced, have it slightly more towards defense, just because that at the end of the day, like how many games did we lose this year because how many games did we lose this year because like the defense blew it on third down, right? They couldn't get off the field on third down. So but hopefully there's still the draft, there's still free agency, right? Going on. So we'll see what the Chiefs do, man. I know that I know they have a plan, so it'll be interesting to see how they execute.
Yeah. I guess like with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, to me, like if you're going to be imbalanced on one side or the other, it should be on offense, and you should be scoring more points. I feel like when you're the Seahawks and you got a Sam Darnold, that's when you really like need to be like the defense is the focal point. Defense had to carry the team a little bit too much. And when you get a generational, once in a lifetime player like Patrick Mahomes, man, you need to be better than what have they been 16th in offense the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
That ain't gonna cut it. I think right now, again, I'm gonna preface this by saying earlier, like I don't think the defense is gonna completely fall apart next year, but I think you need to anticipate the defense not being quite as good. Now, can they do a few things in key areas, like you mentioned, on third down, things like that, and be a little bit better? Yeah, they might be able to do that and help like stem some of the bleeding. But honestly, man, I don't think you can count on the defense being as good next year. Listen, like, yeah, you got the draft and you got free agency, but that is a ton of talent and that is a ton of leadership and experience that's walking out the door on that side of the ball. And when you pay your running back $15 million a year, it's pretty hard to go out and just sign a bunch of veteran defensive guys that can come in.
No, I mean, look, the in Spags We Trust defense,
again,
that defense is gone. I mean, literally, like that was Justin Reed and McDuffie and Watson and Cook. I mean, they're all with other teams now. So Yeah, I think the defense will definitely regress a little bit. Just as long as they don't regress to the point where they're giving up, 25 to 30 points a game. I think we're okay, right? If they go from like 16 to 20 points a game, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
And I don't expect them to be able to replace all that talent in one season. It's not realistic, right? So.
Yeah, I think that's definitely wishful thinking.
Right.
If you think like, oh, they should just replace all that and defense will be just as good, if not better next year. That's asking a lot. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how realistic that is. But again, rightfully so. The offense definitely needs to be better. You can't have Patrick Mahomes and be 16th every year, middle of the pack offensively. Big Doug, just checking in here. Good to see Big Doug back in the chat. What do we need the offensive line? I don't know. I mean, the offensive line has kind of been what it's going to be, I think. They drafted Simmons. They drafted Kingsley. They paid Creed. They paid Trey Smith.
Yeah.
There's been some talk and some rumors that they are maybe in the market for a tackle. Maybe there's some concerns. Jalen Moore playing that right side. Maybe they're not high on him. People linking him to some of these tackles in the draft. People saying that, again, this could be just like people saying Travis Kelce has talked to other teams. But the left tackle for the 49ers, Trent Williams. People saying that if the 49ers were forced to release him, the Chiefs would be all over that, which is weird considering you have what a lot of people consider to be like a blue chip, prospect at left tackle there coming into his second year, first round draft pick with Joshua Simmons. But I think really it's going to be key next year is going to be like the offensive line staying healthy and gelling and Josh Simmons growing and playing a full 17 games next year and going into the playoffs, right? I mean, you see the Chiefs adding to the line. Do you think the line's kind of set where it's at?
Yeah, I think that they've already invested in both picks and in free agency, right? In signings there. So I think that's going to be what it is. Maybe I guess right guard, you could see them maybe drafting somebody, right?
Sure.
But I don't think they're going to go there with their picks in the first round. Do you?
No, I don't. I hope not.
Yeah, right. So I think they're going to be in the market more for skill position players, right? When we're talking about offense, that's what I see.
Right. I think Kenneth Walker will improve some of that. I think the line will look better with a running back that's got some better vision and elusiveness and speed. And like you mentioned, tackle breaking ability, but they're also going to have to play better. They've got a lot of high draft picks and big contracts on the line for the 5 positions. I guess even all 5 positions. I think Jalen Moore, I think he's a guy that's making somewhere around that $18 million a year, right? Right tackle. I mean, he better be damn good. So, I think you're going to see that, though. I think the line play is going to look better with a new running back and someone in there that's definitely an upgrade. Talked about defensive losses. Isaiah Pacheco, Nick, any quick thoughts on him going to the Lions? I'm going to be honest right now. I thought there was a chance that he might just be like out of the league. He was terrible last year, man. And really even going back to the year before where he came back from the injury, you look at some of the metrics, man, and he was like out of 50 running backs that got 100 carries or more, he was like 47th in this and 47th in yards of this or runs of this yardage and longer, 10 yards longer, 15th and longer, like broken tackles, 46th. I mean, he was really, really, really bad. Lions, I guess maybe they want a guy that stomps the ground really hard. And again, Isaiah Pacheco helped his team win 2 Super
Name
Bowls.
Campbell's deal, doesn't he?
Yeah, and definitely thankful for what Isaiah Pacheco did for this team. But man, I thought there was a possibility like he might be like a guy that a team maybe looks to add with like an injury or something in training camp. Are you surprised at all Isaiah Pacheco lands on another team that he's going to the Lions?
Yeah, not really, just because of the success that the Chiefs have had, right? So I did laugh, like, because I think we had kind of on the show here kind of soured on him being our starting running back before it was kind of more
cool.
prevalent and before it was cool, right? But like when I saw that he was with the Lions, all I could think about was, remember like in Kentucky Fried Movie where the guy's like saying, "Oh, kill him." And he's like, "Take him to Detroit." And the guy's like screaming as they're dragging him off.
No.
That's the only thing I could think of. It's like, oh man, they had to send him to Detroit, man. I'm sorry, Pop. But look, Pacheco, like, he's a dude that for a 7th round draft pick, like, overachieved, right? Like, became the starter, back-to-back Super Bowl champion, right? Had some big plays for us, and had some key runs, right? He never had that explosive run capability, and this past year, his lack of patience and vision really hurt the Chiefs, and so I wish him well. But I was happy to see that the Chiefs have moved on, right? And I know that obviously they moved on when they signed Kenneth Walker, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't still going to be on the team, right? They brought Clyde Edwards-Helaire back, well after.
Never say never.
Obvious, right? So, was I was a little surprised he got signed that quick. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I hope. I don't want to say that I hope that he does bad on the Lions, but like I hope he doesn't go to the Lions and look like 5 times as good as he did on the Chiefs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that. I wasn't rooting against the guy. I like the guy. He gave a lot of energy.
We're trying to give away that damn Pacheco jersey all last year. Sorry, Bo. We get there.
I kind of forgot about that.
Pacheco was a G-man? I thought he went to the Lions, didn't he?
He went to the Lions. Yeah, he went to the Lions.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions. So, man, Lions. There's our man, John C. Good to see you, bro. Yeah. Going from David Montgomery to Isaiah Pacheco, that should be worrisome if you're a Lions fan. But again, not rooting against the guy. Wish him all the best and thankful for what he did. Will say. Yeah, I mean, he did help us win back-to-back Super Bowls. He had 2 fumbles in the second Super Bowl that we won against the Niners. Super Bowl 58, right? So, listen, man, and I get it. Do we do this with players? Everybody does it with players. I feel like there's this, and whatever it is, it's like 7th round players, especially running backs for the Chiefs and Chiefs Kingdom and Chiefs fans. Like, I did it with Darwin Thompson, man. Like, we just fall in love with these guys and just think he's going to be everything. And he ran the fastest time in the combine. I guess maybe I need to go back and watch his combine 40. Did Isaiah Pacheco run it completely different than he did in the game? Like, because he never looked fast to me ever. People loved his, and maybe it was part of it was the attitude and kind of the toughness, the running angry, and like he was mad at the ground, stomping the ground. I mean, I always thought that was like poor technique and slowed him down. I was like, no, don't do that. Like, how did you run the fastest time of any running back in your class at the combine? What did John C's comment say there? I missed it at the bottom.
He said he was a good kid, loved him. He loved being a Chief. Injuries.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely did. And again, don't wish any harm and rooting for the guy, man. And was not rooting against him, but I was surprised that he landed. Definitely, like you are, that as quickly as he did. But when you play for the dynasty team, right? I mean, other teams are going to be more attracted and want to bring in. So best of luck to Isaiah Pacheco in Detroit, unless they face us in the Super Bowl next year. I saw him. Bo was in the chat there. It's good to see Bo.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody misses you, Bo. You need to get back, man. Everybody's been asking where you've been at. Yeah, Laney.
Told you, man, he's out gallivanting.
He's out. He's around, man. That's where Bo's at. Bo is around. NFL news. This isn't really Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens, Las Vegas Raiders trade for Max Crosby. Hilarious to me on both ends that it completely screwed the Raiders, which, hey, there's no love lost with us and the Las Vegas Raiders, obviously. But the Ravens, as if there wasn't enough reason to dislike the Ravens. I mean, yeah, did it screw the Raiders? Yeah, it screwed the Raiders. Max Crosby staying on the Raiders probably hurts more the Chiefs than it did help the Chiefs by him maybe going to Baltimore, depending on how you want to look at it. Or maybe him going to the Ravens would have hurt more because maybe there's a possibility that you have to worry about him in the postseason or something, right? I don't making them more of a contender. They had a rough season last year. Injuries at the quarterback, kind of similar to like the Chiefs had last year. Lamar Jackson missed a big stretch, but Ravens, a team that neither of us have ever cared for all that much. Just completely Bush League, like. It's pretty obvious they were playing both sides, right? They're like, we're going to trade for Crosby, but they were keeping an eye on maybe like Trey Hendrickson, who they ended up signing, or maybe another guy. And then when it looked like, oh, hey, maybe we can get Trey Hendrickson at a price we can afford and we're willing to pay, we'll just back out of the deal and say he didn't fit. He didn't pass his physical. I mean, the guy just had knee surgery. Like, what did you expect from the physical? Kind of hilarious on both ends. But, I mean, just how bad of a move is that by the Ravens? And is there something the league should be doing about something like that going on? Should they not be having these people announce these trades that far in advance? I mean, just what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Yeah, look, I obviously the Ravens, to everybody except for Ravens fans, came out of that looking really bad, right? I think that the league should look at things like that and investigate, and they should see what was known and what they saw and what the reasoning was, right? Like, so what we don't know is, I mean, there's this chance that this is legitimate, right? That they like were told one thing and then when they saw the physical, they were lied to, right? I mean, that's a possibility. I've seen reports out there that, but like,
I haven't seen the team say that though, right? I mean,
I haven't seen the team say that, so, yeah. So if that's not the case, then I think that the league should step in and there should be some sort of compensation. I mean, I'm saying this like,
or punishment,
like a huge hater of the Raiders that thought it was funny when I saw that like they backed out of the deal. Cause like, the Raiders then they were making moves and they were signing people thinking we've got this cap space here. And then like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey,
we're going to have two additional first round picks to go here and there. Yeah.
So, really, I mean, Bush League isn't even like, that doesn't even go far enough, right? Like
that's being too kind.
Yeah. Like, that's a dick move, right? Like where you commit and then it's public knowledge and then you're like, oh yeah, I didn't pass his physical. It's like, yeah, well, like no shit. Like everybody knows he had knee surgery, right? So, and to not come out and say, hey, here's exactly why, and then you sign was it Trey Hendrickson like the next day, and then he's like, well, I thought I was going to play with Max Crosby, but I guess not. Like on Pat McAfee show, like. I don't know, man. Yeah. It seems like
he knew he was going to play with Max Crosby.
You love to see it because it looks like they maybe don't have all their shit together, and they like just got rid of like their coach last year after having having a kind of a disastrous year. So hopefully it means, things are kind of falling apart for the old Baltimore Ravens there.
Nothing would, well, I shouldn't say nothing, because there could be a few more things that would make me happier than the Ravens just completely falling off the map and just completely not being a contender. They've lost a ton of pieces. The other thing too is, like, then Adam Schefter came out and said, "Oh, well, their plan was to sign both guys."
They were going to sign. They were going to take on.
You're going to sign Trey Hendrickson,
$1 million.
Right. You're going to have two defensive ends making $30 million a year. I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's not
shit, right?
That just lends. And Adam Schefter, listen, we'll just call him what he is. He's a PR person for the NFL. That's all that guy is.
Yep.
People always got these connections, and he's an insider, and he works for the NFL basically through ESPN as a PR person and a mouthpiece. And like, coming out and saying that just makes the Ravens look even worse, because now it's like, oh, well, we'll have our mouthpiece go out there for the league and spin it this way, right, to make it look like they were going to have both, but really all that did was backfire on them. And it's like, yeah, no, there was no way you were going to have Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby on your team at once. And when you get caught lying, you're obviously covering something up, right? I mean, the lie or the cover up is always worse than the crime. That's how the old saying goes. So, yeah, man, Ravens look terrible. That's bad business too, right? I mean, moving forward, man, other teams.
Yeah.
You want to be making trades with the Ravens?
I'm not going to feel comfortable doing trades with them, right?
Right.
Yeah, look, I just it's bad business, man. You can't make deals like that and then like be like, oh, well, just got back.
And then those reports came out today that like Max Crosby and his family were like at the Ravens facilities and at the stadium while they were like working the deal behind closed doors with Trey Hendrickson to sign him. And like,
yeah, I feel bad for Max Crosby.
I mean, he's a Raider, so I don't know how bad I feel for him. He's a great player. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But he's a Raider, and like, he put that video out too on his Instagram or whatever, where him and like all those people are dancing and the Shabuzi or whatever it was. And he was like, like, I'm out of the Raiders. And it's like, not so fast, my friend.
Better call your real estate agent there.
Hope you haven't sold your house yet. Yeah, it's just, man, how pissed off are you if you're Max Crosby too? And his agent, man, like, you thought you were out. You were posting celebratory videos on your social media that you were out of Las Vegas. And now it's like, you got to go back. I mean, that'd be like you bragging about getting a new girlfriend, and then
you think you could just like George
she beats out on you, and your current girlfriend knew that you were like leaving her for somebody else, and now it's like you're stuck going back to the ex, man. That's got to be awkward as hell, for Max Crosby. And yeah, man, Ravens all-time classless low. Move. There's no surprise by them though, really. Didn't they have some shady ass thing too with someone that got hurt last year? Wasn't there some nonsense with them? God, what was that?
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, there was something else. I feel like I can't remember exactly what it was now, but anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. The Bills signed Bradley Chubb. They've made some moves. I mean, anything that the Bills doing? Traded for, what's his name? DJ Moore from the Bears. I gave up a second-round pick for him, and they gave him a pretty sizable contract extension. DJ Moore, good wide receiver.
Yeah.
Not a top 10 wide receiver, I wouldn't say, in the NFL.
Yeah, how old is DJ Moore?
I don't know.
Yeah, look,
maybe someone in the chat can look that up for us, or maybe you got it there. You can dig into that. But
he's 28.
28, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent. I don't know. I was like, wow. I mean, only a second seemed like a good deal, but the more I saw Bears fans like posting about it, the worse, the better I felt about it as a Chiefs fan. Like, you know, so they're just like, I just can't wait to see him stop running his route like halfway through, like when Josh Allen throws like the game-winning ball.
Oh, is that supposed to be over there?
Right. So,
Man,
I don't know. Like,
it's scene.
The Bills, like they're just like seem to be doing the same shit they've been doing the last few years, right? Like kind of met at that position. People are really kind of talking about the Chubb signing, comparing that to like the Von Miller signing. I think that's probably like fair, right? I mean, somebody that's like a little bit maybe past their prime that you're maybe overpaying for. So
I think Von Miller was definitely closer to being done at the end of his career than Bradley Chubb. But yeah, Bradley Chubb's like, I don't think he's in his prime or entering his prime.
Right.
I mean, if he's still got prime year or so, it's definitely like towards the end of it. Maybe that's going all in this year. I mean, the Bills got to be desperate at this point, man. With the way last year ended, man. I mean,
yeah, it's
getting got by Bo Nix when Patrick Mahomes and the Ravens and Lamar Jackson were like cleared out of the way for you. You didn't have to do any of the dirty work or any heavy lifting yourself. You still couldn't get it done.
Right, but it's not like they're really swinging for the fences with these signings either. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to Max Crosby. They weren't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They weren't.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard they're in the Max Crosby thing now, but they might be back in it, and that they were in it before the Ravens fake traded for Crosby. But I don't know. Wild NFL.
The Raiders are going to get screwed on that deal too, because it's just like when you go to sell your house, like. And it's under contract and it comes back, like people never come back with as good offers. You know what I mean? They're like, smell blood in the water.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. You lost your leverage.
2 second-round picks instead of 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. Definitely Raiders definitely lost their leverage with the Max Crosby deal. So all the Bills need is a good QB. Well, I think they got a pretty good QB, but he's no Patrick Mahomes.
He's no Patrick Mahomes.
Speaking of which, Patrick Mahomes is like on record pace to recover from an ACL.
Don't come back too early, Patrick.
Listen, man, I don't think there's anybody that's going to let Patrick come back too early. I don't think Patrick will. I don't think Patrick's got to be smart enough to know better. But all reports are like not only will he be back for week 1, he's gonna be ready before week 1. Travis Kelce talked about that too. Like him and Chris Jones and Patrick have talked about like, man, like we cannot let what happened last year happen again this year. They're gonna be on a revenge tour this coming year, and they're hearing all the noise and they're hearing all the people, and we've seen how this team plays when all the guys are healthy and they got the chip on their shoulder. And the underdog thing from the Super Bowl run a few years ago when they were playing on the road. They're going to be a motivated, highly ready to go, focused team coming into next year. Got the draft coming up here. There'll be more free agency going on. I think we hit all the big topics going on. Really appreciate everybody checking in. It was good seeing Elaney and Big Doug. I think I saw Maria in there. I saw our man John C. I think it's the first time we've seen him in maybe a few weeks. Off-season shows in the off-season, especially when you get that like lull between the Super Bowl and free agency starting. There's some things that leak out, but not a whole lot. But now the free agency is underway. We'll be having draft and schedule releases and OTAs, and before you know it, football season will be back. So really appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you click like and click subscribe. And until next time, let's go Chiefs.
All right, let's go Chiefs.